All right, I guess we already went.
So is it good now? We're
It's
live?
good. We're live. We're
All
recording.
right. So for those of you who obviously weren't part of this process, this is about an hour in the making because it took me and my roommate Noe an hour to figure out how to use a laptop. And
Uh,
we're gonna do a podcast, so maybe we should just stop while we're ahead.
yeah, probably. I would say it's more about 45 minutes, but an
He,
hour,
yeah,
45, either way.
he's just being generous. He knows it took a lot longer. But for those of you who are joining us for the first time, we'd like to welcome you. So I'm Matt,
And I'm Noe.
and we're going to talk about a couple of the things that I guess we experience in everyday life. So, for the first podcast, we're going to be talking about roommates who have horrible taste in movies. Now, me and Noe, I guess Noe can attest for this. We don't personally have bad taste, but who does, Noe?
Your brother,
And what's his name?
Marcus.
Yeah, he wasn't able to join us tonight, but I think it's easy to say that he might have the worst taste in movies that I've ever seen.
Oh, not only movies, television as well.
Television in general. And the hard part is, Noe has his own TV in his room, but me, since he's my brother, we share one TV, and yeah, it gets pretty rough watching his BS shows about nothing. Just for a quick example, I don't know if Noe watched this one too. You can tell me if you did or not. But his witches show, did you see that?
Oh my lord.
Oh my god, I think it's on Netflix, right?
Yeah, it's on Netflix.
It's on Netflix. I'll
Do
give
you?
you a quick rundown of what this show is about or why it's a horrible movie. Maybe if you speak Spanish, it might be a great show. I'll give it
Could
that.
could be.
Yeah, it could be. But this show, there's no subtitles, but you know what they're saying because they do a really crappy voiceover.
Yeah. So the show is originally supposed to be in Spanish, but instead of doing subtitles, well, you can put subtitles and watch it like that if you want to, but Mark decides to do an English voiceover. And these voiceovers are just emotionless and just terrible.
They're so
And
bad.
I'm pretty sure one girl does at least like four different girls in the same show.
Yeah, she does a bunch of different characters. And I just can't get over the fact how he just repeatedly is able to find these bad shows and bad movies time after time.
I don't get it.
Yeah,
I don't
I
get it.
mean, I guess it'd be okay if he was like doing it in like a cool hipster way, which, oh, I'm gonna try to find these new cool movies that people don't even really know about, and I'm just trying to discover the next new thing. But no, he actually enjoys these pieces of crap movie that no one would like. Nobody would like it except him.
He has an acquired taste.
It takes a special kind of person, and
Oh
I
yeah.
just I hate it so much. But I think one of the things we should touch on here is what makes a movie horrible or good.
Okay.
All right.
Um.
What are your takes?
Well, from some of the elements that I can see in most of the shows and or movies that Mark watches, they have terrible CGI.
That's a good point.
They have terrible CGI.
Yeah, he watches a lot of sci-fi.
A lot of sci-fi movies and TV made for the Sci-Fi Channel, for sure.
And I think another thing too is they're not even classics. It's one thing watching classics that obviously have bad CGI or bad graphics.
Battlestar Galactica.
Yeah, like Stargate Atlantis, Battlestar Galactica, the old Star Treks. All right, they have bad graphics.
But great plots, great story.
Classics, great plots, great actors. He's watching movies that were made this year or last year that looks like literally me and Noe could have made this right now.
Honestly, most of the effects you can use their stock from Adobe After Effects. I swear it.
Yeah, they're pretty bad, and it's just a struggle living with him in general. I mean, I don't know if you want to get into more aspects living with Mark, but
I I say we can for this podcast we'll just stay to what he watches on the TV,
All
on the
right, all right,
telly.
all right,
Uh, Another show that he started watching. I'm gonna bring up. It's called The Order.
all right.
Also has terrible CGI.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I'll give it to him. The plot is interesting. So basically, from what I can get out of it, is there's a group of people. I guess they're wizards or people that just use magic, and they collect magical artifacts and stuff like that. Some stuff, yeah,
It's called The Order?
the order, yeah. And then there's another group. These are secret societies, and there's another group called uh something knights or whatever, and they're and they're werewolves. And I guess these two secret societies don't like each other, and one guy whose dad I think is the captain of the wizards is a werewolf with the other team, and he hates his dad, so he like infiltrates the wizards, and so now he's a double agent between the two of them, and like he's trying to kill his dad that he hates.
Yeah. I mean, it sounds pretty interesting. I haven't seen it, but I'm sure it's horrible because Mark has watched it.
Without a doubt, without a doubt.
Don't even need to see it. People who are listening, if Mark watches it, it is a bad show.
Yeah.
I could be wrong here. Don't quote me on this, but I believe Mark said that Avengers. What was the last one? Infinity War?
Infinity War.
Infinity War is a bad movie. I'm pretty sure he said that. Sure, it's long,
It's a great
but
movie.
it's a great movie.
It's a great movie.
Ties in with Ant-Man and the Wasp. And now we're gonna get the whole, freaking, was it Endgame now?
Endgame. We're on
Endgame's gonna
Endgame.
come out. And the fact that that movie
Captain
set up
Marvel just came out.
Endgame so well, yeah, more Captain Marvel too. I'm actually excited to see that one. It's gonna be pretty good.
Yeah.
Even though it doesn't come out same.
Came out last weekend.
It already came out.
Yep.
Captain Marvel.
Yep. Probably gonna see it on Sunday.
I'm surprised they didn't call like Captain Marvelette or Captain like Marvelada because she's a girl.
Well, that's
Are we
sexist.
gonna get?
Wow. All right.
Those of you listening, I am not sexist, but I was trying to make a joke and I failed.
Yep. You rubbed the internet the wrong way.
I'm gonna rub the internet the wrong way.
You gotta rub it the right way.
Mm-hmm.
Rub it the right way.
Those of you who can't see, Noe is petting himself in a very, very weird way.
I'm not gonna argue that statement.
So yeah, I'm kind of excited for the whole end game coming out. But
Oh, for sure.
the bad part is, didn't you say it's coming out the same time as Game of Thrones?
I think it's the week after Game of Thrones comes out. It's either the second or third week Game of Thrones came out. Comes out this April,
Oh, okay.
if I'm not wrong.
Because if it's the same week, I love Avengers and I love a good superhero movie, but I mean, it's freaking Game of Thrones, man. I'm willing to put it on hold to watch some Game of Thrones.
Oh, Game of Thrones is amazing.
Especially since it's the last season.
Yeah.
Even though I don't know if it's gonna be the last season or not. They say that, but then look at Harry Potter. They had like
It's done.
3 movies
Everyone's gonna die.
for the last book,
Everyone's gonna die.
except Jon Snow.
Nope. Everyone's dead.
Jon Snow's not gonna die. If Jon
Everyone's
Snow
gonna die.
dies, I'm gonna go to God. What is his name? Who's the producer of that or the book writer? Tolkien? No,
Oh, George R. Martin.
George R. R. Martin. Huh.
Tolkien.
What
This
the?
guy. Lord
Who's
of the
that?
Rings.
Who does that?
Lord of the Rings.
That's
is
Lord of the
Tolkien.
Rings. Okay, I almost said J.J. Abrams, which is the producer for the last Star Wars and a lot of good movies like
Star Trek.
Star Trek and the alien one with the tentacle head hair ears things where they connect to Avatar.
No, that's James Cameron.
That's James Cameron.
Yeah.
All right, well, if you're listening to this podcast, don't listen to
You
my
know.
advice for who made movies because I'm clearly wrong. Don't take me on Jeopardy.
You are not educated in the subject. He
Yeah,
did make Super 8 though, which I
Super
guess
8?
there was tentacles in there. I
That's
think.
the one with the big old like Michelin Man animated. That's Big Hero 6. Super 8.
Oh my!
Man,
Who is this man?
here I'm not surprised when you said Super 8. I just didn't even think about Hotel Eve. At least I thought of a movie. At least I'm not that uncultured.
I think there's. You guys are definitely
Talking
brothers.
about some Motel 6 action over here. Uh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, it's easy to get some things confused, especially when you're not thinking about or you don't know a certain topic. I like to watch the movies. I like how they make me feel.
You know what? Makes me feel good
Yeah.
when I walk over to the oven and grab my riblets.
All right. That's actually a good point. Noe's going to grab his riblets right now, and he said that the computer malfunction or glitches only took 45 minutes, but he was able to prepare the ribs, cook the ribs, now take the ribs out. So I'm pretty sure it's been about an hour and a half. the the technical difficulties were definitely a lot longer than he said. So, since this is our first podcast and we kind of start talking about Mark and his movies and all this, I think it's a good idea just to I guess paint a picture of what our living situation is.
What our living situation is. Okay.
So currently we live in a townhome,
Mm-hmm. 3 bedroom.
3 bedroom. We all have our own bedroom. We're not creeps. We're not gonna sleep
Yep.
with each other.
We should definitely just throw our address out on the internet as well. Oh,
My social is.
write this down.
Write this down. Get your pens and paper, people. But yeah, the space is pretty small, and there's not really much room to get away from people. You can go to your rooms,
Go to the kitchen.
go to the kitchen, which is a I'm pretty sure it's a hot spot of an apartment, especially an apartment full of 3 guys. We eat a lot,
Yeah.
and I would say arguably the kitchen is where the most action happens.
Pause.
I don't know if you can. Was that an
What?
actual pause for the
No,
podcast?
that
Oh
was that
my
was
gosh.
that was me saying pause.
Yeah, no, he's a tech man, so when he says pause, I just froze in space. I don't know what to do. I was over here looking like a freaking sculpture.
Yeah.
I thought maybe the whole thing malfunctioned again. I mean, it took us long enough to get it up and running.
Speaking of sculptures, you watched Doctor Who, right? Or at least did at some point.
Yeah. That may be the one show that Mark introduced me to that I liked and is actually a good show.
That show's great.
It's a great show.
What was the last season or episode that you remember watching?
I remember, man. I watched the bit with that.
How long has it been?
It's been a while. Who? I don't know what his name is.
David
It's
Tennant?
no
Or
the guy
the guy after Tennant?
after David Tennant. I'm not really sure what his name is, but with the power of Google in my phone, I can research this. And his name is Christopher Eccleston.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
That's his real name, though, right? That's not his name in the
Well,
show,
they're
right?
all the Doctor. Wait, Eccleston was before Tennant.
He's before.
Yeah.
All right, Mark is actually here. What is his name, Mark?
Matt Smith.
Matt Smith.
Smith.
Hey, Matt. He was my favorite actor, but we share the same name, so I kind of gotta support him, right? I mean,
Yep, there you
pretty sure
go.
that's how it works.
Of
If I see
course.
a Matt, I'm his number one fan. But yeah, I don't know. I like David Tennant, and I like the previous actor, who I'm assuming since Mark said that the previous actor was Christopher Eccleston.
Before Tennant, yes.
Before Tennant, they were both good. I didn't really watch that was when I started watching was with him, and then I went into David Tennant, and then I kind of stopped watching Matt Smith because he was just I don't know he's too out there for me. I personally thought I'm sure some people love him, but
Yeah, I didn't really watch too much of the Matt Smith Doctor as well. But I think they've had like 2 more Doctors
I
since
think
then.
so. I know one of them's like really old.
forget.
that shows my knowledge of how Doctor Who has changed. Not a name,
As far as I'm
nothing.
aware, I'm
Just
pretty sure there's
he's really old.
a woman doctor now,
I
or
think
there
that is the
was.
most recent one. If I'm, cause I still watch YouTube and I'll see like the ads pop up or the trailers pop
Yeah,
up for Doctor Who. So kind of in the know in
currently
that way.
portrayed by Jodie Whittaker.
Hmm.
So yeah,
Yep, the
currently
previous Doctor or the
that was a
latest
woman.
Doctor is a girl.
Hmm.
I haven't watched it yet. Maybe I should start getting back into that again.
It's a possibility.
I wonder if they solved the whole dialects.
Those are the best.
I don't even know. Like they're not scary.
Those are
They're
some
just
creepy
like
guys.
I think the scariest thing about them is their voice. To be honest, they sound like a smoker trapped in the robot's body.
Well,
Like a techno.
inside it isn't that the actual
Yeah,
alien,
it's like
and
a little
it
goo guy.
looks like
Yeah,
a smoked out lung.
smoked out. Like this looks like what Snoop Dogg's gonna look like when he's 300 years old. He'll live that long too, because he's got money and technology, But I think I have to say, I don't know how much you've watched Doctor Who. I'm assuming you've watched it a bit. So like
A
like
little bit,
the enemies or the villains, I guess, or
a little bit.
the antagonists. So the sculptures, the statues.
That's what I brought up.
That's what you're gonna bring up.
Yeah,
Oh my god, those things are freaking terrifying.
those ones for sure. Those are cool.
We've moved into this apartment, but back when I lived at home before college, we had those little those like those kind of, they look like those kind of statues, but they weren't as big. Obviously, they weren't life size.
Uh,
Um, man, if it was nighttime, I would have to run past those things. I'm not gonna lie. I got terrified, man. Stare those things down without a doubt. Like I was so scared those things were gonna come and attack my ass. Terrifying. I mean, we
yeah.
even had a little donkey sculpture, and he's not a person, but man, if that thing came to life, I'd be more scared. I'd be more scared of that than the actual people. Who knows what a freaking donkey sculpture is thinking?
I don't know what donkey sculpture's capable of.
Exactly, man.
No
I
one's
mean,
ever seen a donkey sculpture come to life, like in a movie or a TV show. So at this point, my knowledge of what donkey's capable of, I don't know. I'd
that's
rather
true,
fight
man.
like one of those. What are they? The angels, or what are they called from Doctor Who?
Ah, man, this is where Google comes in handy again because yeah, we're not a wealth of knowledge like Google is. I'm pretty stupid personally, but the Weeping Angels. What a scary name too. Why are they so sad? They're angels.
I don't know, man.
Maybe they're
They've
sad
seen a
because
lot. They've
they
seen a
they've
lot.
seen a lot. They've been around for a long time.
True.
I mean, I can only imagine how long a donkey's been around for.
I don't know, man.
Ugh,
Tough life being
poor
a
fella.
donkey.
I didn't even tell you, but man, we had to make him carry stuff. He was a donkey with a wheelbarrow attached to him. He's been spending his whole life with a wheelbarrow attached to him and not being able to go anywhere. Can you imagine how frustrating that would be? Your one purpose in life is to move this wheelbarrow, but you're stuck in a statue form.
Can't move. Can't move.
Terrifying. But as far as that might be one of the only shows that I can think of that Mark has introduced me to that I actually like. And that is a good show that other people would also recommend.
Trying to think of some shows your brother has recommended to me, or I've
Yeah.
watched.
And speak of
Uh,
the devil, here he comes right now.
ooh,
Because we are recording this in the kitchen and he is very thirsty.
he's a thirsty fella.
So he's going to get a cup of water. But yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure Mark could hear us this whole time, just talking smack about him.
Yeah, Marky, you have any words for us?
I'm assuming that's a no. He's just walking off.
Just walk it off.
But I don't want this podcast. I know we're talking a lot of smock about smock. Return of smock. A lot of smack about Mark.
Mark's
But I
great, dude.
think this
Terrible movie.
podcast should
Great
end
dude.
it as far as talking smack, unless the smack we're going to talk in the next podcast is solely about Mark. We're not gonna want to talk crap about each other.
Hmm. So other than Endgame, what other movies are you looking forward to this year?
I'm pretty excited for Pikachu, the
Oh,
detective one.
Detective Pikachu movie of the year, Oscar worthy.
I don't even think I'm not embarrassed to say that, and here's why. Ryan Reynolds is in it,
Oh yeah.
and I don't think he's a kid actor anymore. He plays Deadpool. I mean, come on.
When was the last time he was a kid actor?
I mean, not a kid actor, but I mean like in man, here comes Google again. I've seen a lot of movies, but as far as remembering names, I am horrible. Not a kid actor, but I mean, not always being in mature movies. I guess like Deadpool was a mature movie. Like it was, I think it was even rated. It was above R, right? I
It
think
was
it was
R.
TV. It was R.
Hmm.
Green Lantern, for example.
Are you talking about?
Like he was in. He
Are
was
you
Green
are you saying that
Lantern.
he's a serious actor? Is that what you're getting at?
Yeah, I'm trying to get more like serious type actor. Not he's getting more into like I guess comedy, and not like honestly the only thing he's done really that was
Most of his roles have been comedic.
I'm trying to find one that just proves my point, and I can't do
Are you talking about Van Wilder?
it. Oh, he wasn't Van
He
Wilder.
was the main character. He was
He
Van
was
Wilder.
Van Wilder. Wow. I can't really find anything, but well, the point I'm trying to say is like Pikachu itself is a Pokemon's a kids type show, and the movies are like for kids.
But
But I
they're
think
also kind of marketing it towards adults because they're making it like funny for everyone with Ryan Reynolds.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I'm not embarrassed to watch it because it's
Well, why
gonna be
would
an
you ever
adult
be
film.
embarrassed to watch it?
Because
It's
I am
Detective
over
Pikachu.
20 years old, and it is a cartoon movie that is usually for kids. But now it's not gonna be for kids. Now Detective Pikachu
It's a
is Van
serious.
Wilder. Think about that for a
Wow.
second.
Wow. Pikachu is Van
You guys
Wilder.
can't see this, but explosions are going off as that revelation just happened.
That's an interesting thought. I never thought about that.
Yep, Pikachu is Van Wilder,
Hmm.
and I'm pretty excited about
That's
that.
awesome. Yeah, I didn't think about it that way, but I'm
Yeah,
pumped. Did you see the newest trailer for Detective Pikachu?
I don't think I have.
You gotta watch it. The hype
The
three
hype.
times more than it was before, for myself at least.
What happens in it that makes it more hypeable?
One word: Mewtwo.
Mewtwo. Oh snap! Bringing
Snap.
out the hardcore Pokemon.
Hardcore
Some of them legendary
Pokemon.
Pokemon. Oh, that's another thing. Now that you mentioned trailers, we were previously talking about Endgame.
The new
The new
Endgame trailer.
Endgame trailer I have
Haven't
not
watched it.
seen yet.
I'm refusing to watch it
You are?
because I heard it gives a lot of way about the movie, and I don't like
You
watching
know,
trailers in the first place.
that's actually a good point. I was listening to a podcast today, and I don't do this personally, but they're talking about how they purposely don't watch trailers so they enjoy movies more.
That's what I do.
Do you
With
really?
all the new Star Wars movies that came out, I didn't watch a single trailer. I like when they would play them like before other movies. I legit would like plug my ears and just be like, "I'm not watching this. I'm not watching this."
Having seen the trailer for Star Wars though and watching the movie, I don't think the trailer really gave away that much. I think they were
Like,
pretty.
well, they revealed that in the first one that well the new trilogy. What was it? Force Awakens. That
Yeah.
there's Chewie and Han that they come in the Millennium
Oh, that's
Falcon.
true. I mean, but you kind of have to assume that too. I mean, I'm sure you don't know. I mean, I guess not. I mean, it could be way after their death.
Well, well, still, I would like to save that moment for I'm in the theater and I'm just like, oh, there's
That's
Chewie
true.
and Han just popping up. You know
Yeah,
how they
never
come through.
never thought about that.
Yeah, there's
So, That being said, if you were to, how do you pick what you watch? Do you ever go on like Rotten Tomatoes or because you don't watch trailers?
Sometimes.
So like I'm basing this off
Um,
like I'll watch trailers and if it looks good, I'll watch
I'll watch some
it.
trailers. Well, if I already know like a little bit about it, like say Avengers or Star Wars, or even though I've already watched a trailer for Game of Thrones, like something that I'm excited for that I know is going to be something I'm interested in, I'll just go into it blind, or I'll try to be blinded from whatever, you know.
Yeah.
Um, but most of the things that I watch, now that I think about it, is are based on other works. So they're either based on like comic books or books or other they've been adapted from TV shows or stuff that I already know about now that I think about it. So usually that's like the kind of media that I watch.
Hmm. But yeah, maybe I'll start not watching trailers as much.
Yeah.
The thing about watching trailers and not watching trailers, one thing I think is good about it watching trailers is that like for Game of Thrones, it kind of lets you know where you left off in a way, because it's been over like a year, right? Since they've
Two
it's been 2 years,
almost, right?
yeah, almost 2 years, and I honestly kind of forgot what happened,
Yeah, I
like in
want
the
to start
last episode.
rewatching the series actually.
I might binge watch the last season. And if you
Just the
guys want
last
to join
season.
on the podcast, if you guys want to join me, go ahead. You
Go
can
for
watch
it.
that yourself too, as long as you have HBO Go or other services that we probably should talk about on the podcast.
And also subscribe to whatever this podcast shall be named.
That's another good point that you're bringing up. I don't know if this is a good idea. Maybe we should ask the people who eventually will listen to this podcast for potential names.
This podcast shall be named is the name of our podcast.
Yeah,
Obviously.
obviously, this podcast shall be named.
Um,
All the comments are going to be like, oh, name it after me.
or we can name it the
Let's see what he says, folks.
the Nekia Check
The neck you check.
podcast.
So, funny story. Before we started this, I told Noe, whose official name that you guys all know by is Nectorious.
Yep. Yeah, I forgot to do that. My name is Noah Garcia. I also go by Nectorious. You can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Nectorious, Neck Torious. And
That was a great explanation of how to spell Nectorious.
al-
I'm
also
sure no one's confused at all.
no one. And also you can follow me at Twitch, which I haven't been very active on because I gotta study and do homework, kinda
Yeah,
ish.
the stuff that's not important at all.
Yeah, and busy. So I haven't been on there for a while, but you can also follow me on Twitch at Nectorious. But definitely give me a follow on Twitter and Instagram.
Yeah,
Quick little plug
that's
right there.
and that's your plug for the podcast.
Hmm.
We each get one of those. Um, I might not do mine as podcast since it's an intro. I'll probably wait on that.
I'm gonna plug every time on this podcast. So
All right. I mean, if we're doing it, I'll plug my blog, which is start right
ooh,
no, not now. No, 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 no.
spell
No.
spell for the people. Spell for the people.
STARTRIGHTKNOW.
I meant just the no part. But yeah, yeah. There you go.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, you can also just type in startrightno.com and it'll take you right there, believe it or not. Um, yeah, because I'm just starting out on that. It's kind of a new thing.
We're trying some
We're trying some
new
new experiments here in
experiences. Yeah.
the apartment of learning doctors. But if Noe has no objections, I think we could stop the podcast now. Or we could dub me out saying that and keep talking. Because what else do we want to
Um,
talk about?
I don't know.
Something that'd be cool to do though is if we ever do get followers, hopefully, I'll pray, um, have them comment things to talk about.
There you go. some
I think we
topics
have
to go over.
interesting takes on stuff. I mean, I may be wrong. I may be stupid. I may be dumb.
Yep. Um,
But I
I,
believe we do.
I got some hot takes on a couple things, you know.
Yep. And if
All
you
right,
don't think we have hot takes, we'll end the podcast on this. Detective Pikachu is Van Wilder.
before that, Detective Pikachu, movie of the year.
I wouldn't go that far, buddy.
All right, one last topic. What do you think happens in Endgame? How do we bring back half of the universe?
I mean, are you talking from like a theoretical standpoint, or like,
I'm
do
talking
you
about
want boots on the ground?
what do you think is gonna happen in Endgame?
Okay, that's
How
I
do we
mean,
save people? How
if
do
you
we
want to
bring
bring
these
back
people
half the
back?
universe, there's one pretty straightforward way, and we're not gonna talk about that in this podcast because it gets into sexual nature. But and Noe is staring at me like I'm a weirdo. But do you mean like am I excited for it, or what do I think's gonna happen, or
What's your theory on how
My,
half the universe is coming back?
well, after just recently watching Ant-Man and the Wasp,
Mm.
I have to say that he is gonna team up with Captain Marvel, and that's how it's gonna happen. I don't think anybody else has enough power but those two people to save the world. Because he can go like super micro.
Super
Super
micro.
micro, dude. I don't know what that'll help, but I believe it'll help. Small things come in big packages. Or is it the other way around? Big things come in small packages.
Or better yet, the other half of the universe gets wiped.
Ooh, that's a good point.
But this isn't Game of Thrones. This
Except
is Marvel.
Ant-Man, because he is microscopic.
Yeah.
I wonder what the limits on that are. So, does Thanos have a size limit?
Thanos?
Thanos,
There's a
Thanos.
size limit? What do you mean?
So, like, what can he exterminate? So, like, when he goes, he snaps his fingers or whatever.
It's everything in the universe.
Everything. So, all the bacteria and. So, half the bacteria die?
Yeah.
This man's a miracle worker. I think
If
the
anything,
government hires him.
Thanos has done nothing wrong.
Nothing wrong. He's the hero.
Thanos is the hero of the Marvel universe.
Yep, people are bad. Thanos
is
is good.
There's double the amount of food for everyone now. There's double the amount of land. Well, in the case that since half the people are gone,
They get more land.
Yeah,
I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying.
It's
I
not
like
like
the idea.
stuff doubled, Now, and like that's what he wasn't a villain. He set out to do this goal. He saw what happened to his own planet. Destruction came through. His own planet had a civil war, and they tore themselves apart. He figured if half of these people were gone, none of this would happen. We'd live in harmony. We had plenty of stuff. So what he did was he figured, I don't want this happening to anyone else. So he went around and was like, I'm gonna find a way to do this. At first, he was just start killing people. Realized that's a terrible idea. How about I find a way I can do it? It'll be painless for everyone because he's a moral man.
Yeah, he's got
a great
got
man.
morals.
Exactly. He loved his adopted
Painless.
daughter,
Yep.
Gamora. Not so much his other adopted daughter.
Now that you bring that up, I don't want to get into conspiracy theories, but Thanos sounds like a pretty good guy.
He is.
The only person he actually purposely went out of his way and hurt was Gamora. Right?
Yeah.
Didn't everyone else attack him? To be fair, he was trying to get things from people, but they did attack him first. If I'm not mistaken.
In the first place, who do the Infinity Stones belong to in the first place?
I don't know.
No one. The universe.
Okay.
The universe.
No, he's the comic book man, so he's my point of reference.
At least I think so.
Now let's if you do follow comic books and read comic books, you can comment and let Noe know why he's wrong or how he's wrong.
I'm not the expert, I explore, I dabble in them. I have a
he dabbles.
couple series that I dabble into. Um, Other than that, I know a little bit about comic books. I wasn't an expert. I'm no Kevin Smith, but but
Kevin
um,
Smith.
Kevin Smith makes great movies. Just to let you know.
Kevin
If you
Smith.
haven't seen Clerks, go see it. It's a great movie.
Kevin Smith, aka that's Paul Blart Mall Cop, right? Who's Kevin Smith?
I fucking
Dude, alright, this
oh
podcast
my god.
has been me not knowing a lot of movies. But
Your
at
brother
least, at
watches terrible
least,
movies.
at
You
least,
don't know shit
I
about good
watch
movies.
good movies. At least I don't pick
Kevin
terrible movies to
Smith.
watch. Who's Kevin Smith?
He's a director.
Oh, alright. So
Uh,
I just pulled the guy up on my phone.
have you
And
seen
yeah,
Jay and
I was
Silent Bob?
wrong. But that being said, I don't think I know who he is. Is he on? He doesn't look familiar to me at all. I don't know why. He kind of looks like the guy from what's that show with Andy Samberg about the cops? You know what
Brooklyn
I'm talking
Nine
about?
Nine.
Brooklyn Nine-Nine. He looks like the annoying cop. That's what his face looks like to me. I don't know who this man is. Who does he
Kevin
play? Who
Smith.
is Kevin Smith?
He's a director. He is an actor.
What does he
He is
act in?
a comic book
Has he acted in anything I
writer.
would know? Because I don't know what Clerks is.
Clerks. Mallrats. These are all some movies I think he directed.
I looked up his
Pretty sure.
cinematography and it says "Live Free or Die Hard." If he was in that, I have seen him, but I
He's
don't know
also known as
what
Silent
part he was
Bob.
in. As who?
Jane Silent Bob. Strike Back.
Nope, no, you're
These are
throwing darts at me and they're just going right past
classic
my head.
comedies. I don't remember. Fuck.
These are things I don't know. Maybe because I don't have time to watch them.
Great movies.
Yeah, it doesn't even look like. Literally, when I pulled up Kevin Smith on my phone to see what he looked like, I thought he was the guy at first. Before I really took a deep look at his face.
You thought it was Paul
From
Blart.
Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Oh.
No, you said his name. You said his name. To be fair, we're not okay. He said Kevin Smith, and I thought for some reason that Paul Blart, his name was Kevin Smith. I don't know why. All right, I don't know why.
Pretty sure that guy's name is
I have no defense.
Kevin McCarthy. No.
See, his name is Kevin something though, right? His name is Kevin something. Whenever I think Kevin, I think of who is famous that I know that has the name Kevin. First up is obviously Kevin Hart. Then maybe Spacey. Then who else can I name Kevin? Kevin. Then I don't know, man.
Kevin James is Paul Blart.
Kevin James is Paul Blart.
James. Hey, shout out to Kevin James if you're out there listening. My boy.
He is the mall cop.
Kevin Smith is
But yeah, I mean,
a
as far as
great director.
my actor knowledge goes, I am pretty bad. I'm not gonna lie. Um, but I mean, does it matter who you know as long as you know what to watch?
It's all about who you know.
It's all about who you know.
It's all about who you know.
Yep. And that's what they tell you right when you walk into a cult. I'm not telling the people of the podcast that we are going to start that because we're not.
Yeah.
But that's what they say, you guys.
Every great cult starts with a great podcast.
Okay, no, we're not going down that road. I just told them we're not doing that. We can't go down that road. We're gonna look bad. We want to start off nice. I don't think I've cussed this podcast. I may have said one or two bad words, but you know what? Maybe this could be a family stream. Watch it with your son or your daughter or your wife.
Yeah, listen to us on the way to work. Listen to us on the way to class. Listen to us before you go to bed.
That's why you drive. I mean, there's no time when you shouldn't be listening to us. Is what we're trying to say.
These
Just
voices should fill your
put
head.
your earbuds in your ears and listen.
Stop listening to the 5 other voices in your head and listen to us too.
We don't promote to schizophrenics, you guys. That was a joke. You said
accept
5
everyone.
voices. Nobody's looking at me like doing some freaking whispering voice like, "Why would you say that?" Come on, man. 5 voices in your head? What other type of thing would that be?
I don't know. I'm not
Right?
a psychologist. I couldn't diagnose that.
Neither am I, but it sounds a lot like it.
Taken 2.
We're just trying to be entertaining people. um, so what else do you want to talk about, Noe? Because
So
we have the freedom of will to end this whenever you want. But I have no time limits or restraints. I have no class tonight. I don't have work until 8 in the morning, and it's only 8 o'clock here, so
I guess we're going till
we
6.
got time. All nighter, you guys. This is gonna be.
All
You know what?
right.
As long as doing this, I might as well go for the longest podcast ever in history.
24-hour podcast stream.
We're starting now. I have to go to work. You can come to work with me. They don't know what. They're not gonna know why you're there or what we're doing, but it'll be a good time.
Great time. Um,
This is my support dog. That's all I'll tell him.
yes.
This is my support animal.
What was I gonna say?
I don't know if that would work. Do you think if you dressed up a person as a dog and you said to an airliner, "This is my support animal," people can be furries nowadays. So if you identify
Can
as
you
a dog,
identify?
if you identify as a dog, is it not logical that someone could take you on a plane for free? I'm not sure how service animals work. I'm assuming they're free.
Wait, can you be trained as a service animal if you identify as a dog?
I mean, you probably could, but at that point, how much do dogs really get paid? Would you want to work as a service dog,
You
being someone's literal
you would
bitch?
be paid. You'd be paid in treats, kisses, and belly rubs. Plus, you're identifying as a dog, so why would you give a fuck?
I mean, I guess. I mean, as long as you get free stuff. But the only thing is, like, you'd have to get adopted by one of those really rich families who feed their dogs the same food they eat. Because if I identified as a dog, I wouldn't want to be eating this freaking the dog biscuits or this whole chicken meal and the rice formula that they have with their stuff, and it just sounds bad. I mean, it look tasty, but if you've ever tasted dog food, you know it is not actually tasty.
You know what? Dog food taste test. Matt just signed up for this. We're
I
doing
don't-
it next podcast, live stream. Here we go.
I'll do it for the views. That's the only thing I'll do it for. I'm not doing it for you, Noe.
All
I
right.
know you're looking at me funny. I know you
This
want to see
video,
it.
this video, or this podcast gets likes. What are we doing?
Let's
Likes,
see. How many should we
upvotes,
do?
whatever it is. If this gets 100,
If it's 100, we will personally
Matt
dabble.
will
I'm not gonna say
dabble.
eat.
Matt will
eat is a-
dabble in dog food.
Eat is a specified like. If you're gonna eat something, it's gonna be a lot. I think if you say dabble or sample, we'll sample dog food. That's good.
Matt
That's a
will
good.
definitely dog.
No, we're doing it now because you signed me up for this. This isn't a
Matt
freaking one-person thing. We'll dabble. And that's as far as I'll commit because
Some dabble dabble.
dog food is disgusting. I mean, we can get this. We can get a whole sample or variety. I mean, I'm not trying to do this to taste it. I mean, now I'm doing it for views.
It's true.
If it's a live stream,
It's true. Anything, anything for that camera.
anything for the camera, anything for the limelight. But yeah, I definitely. We're gonna have to get some. We never specified to the people what kind of dog food. We can get some gourmet stuff, man.
Would that help out?
That would help out a lot. I mean,
I mean,
I'm not
McDonald's
trying to-
isn't gourmet food, but have you had a McDouble?
Yeah, I have. But no, what I'm trying to say is another good point too about this whole next podcast that you signed me up for unwillingly. I'm kind of like a slave now at this point. Shoot,
Oh,
I mean you're gonna do it too.
100
You're gonna do it
likes
too.
or
So
favorites or whatever we're asking for.
yeah, whatever you guys
Upvote
want us to
this.
do, we'll do it. But as long as you sign me up, we gotta have this conversation about whether or not you would rather have dry dog food or the wet stuff. I'm
Ooh.
on the line. I'm on the fence about this, and I'll tell you why, guys. Dry dog food is okay. You're gonna
go
have.
down a lot easier, I think.
You think so? I think it's gonna
If
take
it's
a lot
wet?
longer to chew.
Hmm.
It's some pretty hard stuff. You're gonna have to get your saliva in there. It's just, I mean, boy, oh boy, oh boy. Come here, boy.
But the texture of the wet food, it's like slop, right?
It might be. I mean, Noe personally has a dog, so he should know this. But
Well,
he decides to feed his dog plastic dog treats, so. Just kidding.
dog biscuits with chicken.
Dog biscuits.
Okay. Stop talking shit about
I talk a lot of crap about nobody's
doggy
dog
snacks.
treats. I call them plastic because they're not. They're actual dog treats. They're Kirkland brand. I'm sure a dog likes them
It
because
says
he has nothing
premium
else to
on the
eat. But
box. Um,
how much is the box?
it says premium on it.
Oh, that's what you said. I thought you said how much it costed.
There's maybe 100 something biscuits in a box. I don't know.
That's it's quality because they can put 100 biscuits in the box. We gotta buy the stuff they sell individually. What's quality when they don't sell in a multi-pack, when it's just this individual package. If they're selling things in packs of like 50 or 80 or freaking 100, it's not good quality. That being said, would you rather buy like a Coors Light in a 64 pack or a nice specialty beer that tastes a lot better? More expensive?
Depends what your personal taste is.
I guess that's true too.
Some people like drinking Coors Light because it tastes like water. There's a little bit of piss in it. But
Good point. But just for a point of reference, I'm not saying that I like to drink that. Nobody's throwing a lot of shade over here.
throwing
It's a light room. There's
any
a lot of
shade.
light. It's not that dark.
Yeah,
But the amount of shade that's
I
being
mean, we're
overcast right
missing a
now
couple light bulbs.
is pretty
But
bad.
yeah,
um, and everyone listening to this podcast right now, I'm gonna ask Noe again because we can cut the last.
I was gonna say we can end it right here.
All
That
right.
sounds about right.
So, and as I said earlier, we're gonna cut it out from before, but you guys know we're coming up with innovative ideas, and you should listen to us because, catch this, Detective Pikachu is
Is
Van
Van
Wilder.
Wilder.
And we'll leave it at that. Have a good day.